G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about the cheapest way for you to get the most immersion in sim racing. Let's have a look. So when you're starting sim racing, you have your steering wheel, your pedals, all your basic sort of equipment, and you're quite happy with that, and just to use that equipment feels amazing. You feel like you're driving, everything feels great, and you're just like, wow, can it get any better than this? But I'm here to tell you that it can get better than this, and it can for very limited dollars as well. And there's a certain couple different ways to do this, and today we're just going to be I'm going to be showing you one way, but you can get as creative as you like, because you can do this with many other types of accessories, not just the ones that I own. So what are we talking about? We are talking about haptic feedback for your pedals, and also for maybe your seat or some other component, maybe even your rig. But the easiest way that I've found so far, and the cheapest way to do this, is with bass shakers or haptic feedback pucks. And I'll show you guys what they are and what I have used. So you'll also need a way of mounting the bass shakers to your pedals. And the best way that I've found to do that is with 3D printing and getting someone to create you a bracket or something to actually mount the bass shaker to, so you can bolt it to the pedals. And the best part is you don't actually have to have someone to create it for you. It's actually already been created for some pedals, and I'll give you a bit of an example. So if you head over to Printables.com and say you just type in Moser TT25, you will see Moser Dayton TT25 pedal mounts. Done. Already created for you. So all you need to do is download that, pass that file onto someone with a 3D printer, and they can print it out for you. Or you can buy your own 3D printer and print it out that way. And then say you're looking for Fanatec Club Sport V3s. Boom. Fanatec Club Sport V3s, Dayton TT25 bass shaker mounts. And then Simpson Pro Pedals TT25 mounts. Now, not every single pedal set has 3D printable mounts yet. These are all made by the community, so it's pretty amazing. But yeah, if your pedals may be in there somewhere, so feel free to have a look. And it's not just the Dayton bass shakers that are available. You can also find mounts for the Sim Magic bass shaker type active things as well, which are, to be honest, better than these, but they're also about 3 times the price at this point. So, but yeah, that's where you get them. That's where you download it from. And I have used the Dayton bass shakers, the TT25s, and I'll put a picture of them up. But these guys, you can pick them up pretty cheaply on AliExpress, also on Amazon. And the ones that I've had the most success with have been the genuine Dayton bass shakers, the TT25s, but the originals. I haven't had too much luck with the knockoffs, but other people have. So you never know, you could try your luck and get some cheaper ones there. So you've got these bass shakers, and what they do is give you tactile vibration feedback on your pedals, your seat, wherever that may be. And that's all well and good. But you also need something to drive these, because you're going to have to connect them to your computer somehow. And that's where a amplifier comes in of some type. And you also need an amplifier with a sound card built in, preferably, so you can control them with software. And this is where I have found that the Nobsound Mini amplifiers have worked quite well for me. And I would recommend that you find the genuine Nobsound Mini Amps, and it doesn't need to have a whole lot of power. These things are only 50 watt output or something. It's not a huge amount, but it is enough to feel. You don't need the thing kicking you in the ass while you're racing. You really just need the feel and the sensation of road texture, or changing gear, or ABS under your feet, or throttle traction control. These sort of feelings and these sensations, it's really hard to explain to you how much immersion you get from things like this. For me, it's almost game changing, because you got to think, when you're driving a car down the road, most of your feeling and sensation is coming through the car. It's coming through the sensations that you feel. If you go over a pothole, you can feel it in the suspension in the car. You feel a little bounce, and you're feeling just little tactile bumps in the road. You can feel when the car gets unsteady over pebbles, and that's kind of what this sensation does in a sim rig while you're stationary. And when you're racing, this feedback is extremely important, because it can be the difference between understanding that the car's unsettled and understanding that you've just gone over some loose gravel, or you've just changed gear, or you've hit the brakes too hard and your ABS has kicked in, and you know to back off the pedal a little bit because your brakes are locking up and you're wearing your tires, or whatever it may be. But these little sensations feel amazing inside a sim rig. It's literally, I hate to use the word game changing, but it actually can be, just having this feedback. So we have got our TT25 bass shakers. We have got an amplifier that can run them. And now we need to plug it into the PC. Pretty simple. You have a USB for plugging into the computer, obviously. Then you also have just a power brick as well that comes with them. I recommend buying them with the power brick. You don't have to, but definitely do that, because that makes it a hell of a lot easier. Then plug it all in, plug it into the computer, and that's the first step done. So now we need software to run the telemetry through the bass shakers. Right, we need something to connect to the amp that connects to the speakers and feeds out those sensations. And that's where a program called Simhub comes in. It's a fantastic piece of software. It is absolutely amazing, and at the time that I purchased it, it is extremely cheap, and I'm pretty sure it's still pretty cheap to get a license for it. But this can do motion, this can do overlays, this can, it's fully customizable. It is absolutely amazing software, and whoever created this, you guys are absolute legends, because it's just ripping software. It is so good. You can run dashes and different screens and wirelessly as well. There's so much you can do with this software. So if you don't have it as a sim racer, get on it, download it now. You can go to simhub-.com. I'll show you what it looks like, and go and download the most latest version and get yourself a license straight away, so you can unlock all the abilities of Simhub. And now what we'll do is run you through a little bit of a demonstration of Simhub and kind of how to connect it up and make it work. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, so here we are in Simhub. Now Simhub can be quite technical to use, but I just want to show you the basics right now of sort of how to connect your bass shakers and get your sound cards, your Nobsound Minis, up and running. So I've already got mine set up, but we still want to run through anyway. But when the system starts up, when Simhub starts up, it'll ask you, like, what do you want to, what games do you want to play, probably, or it may just have a selection of games there, but you'll see all the latest sims and everything that everyone races on. So yeah, it's got really good integrations with most of the latest sims, and it doesn't take long. When new games come out, the sims do appear in here, so which is awesome. But anyway, so what we'll have a look at is, what you want to do is go down this left hand side, and there's a button here which is called Shake It Bass Shakers, and this is what it looks like, that top one right there. And here you'll see what I've got set up. These are all the different telemetry that you can run. Now, and you'll see at the moment what I'm running is gear shift, road rumble, road vibration, and ABS active. And this is just for iRacing. And you can select different ones for different games, which is awesome. And then you'll see you've got like the volume, the power at what you can run for your actual bass shakers. You don't really want to run them at 100% because there could be a high chance that you could damage them by running them that high. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll go to sound output. And then what you'll see here, you'll see a list of all of your devices that you have in, all your sound devices that you have in your system. And you'll see that I've got two connected right now. One called Seat Rumble, which is one of my Nobsound Mini Amps. And then there's another one there called Speakers, which is the one that I use, which is my other Nobsound Mini Amp that I use for my pedals. And so you'll see these appear, and then all you need to do is switch them on to start off with. There's a little, on the right hand side there's a little switch. You switch that on, and what you can do is you can just click on the down button on here. And then what you'll get here is a list of selections that you can either run front and rear, you can run left and right, you can run front, left and right, rear, left and right only. So you can choose like what you want to run, like where you want your outputs going to. So say if you want to do front and rear, say you've got a Dayton bass shaker on your pedal plate, and then you have another shaker on the base of your seat. So you could run front and rear, and then you could select which of these outputs that you actually want to run through the front and what you want to run through the rear. So you just switch on the channels. So you'll have channel 1, which is like the red and the black on one channel, and then you'll have the red and the black on another channel. And you can just select which channel you want to activate for what output, for what sort of telemetry do you want. So you'll see here channel 2 on my seat rumble is gear shift. So channel 2 is what I have my bass shaker hooked up to, and when I change gears, I will get a rumble in my seat to say that I've changed gear. Nice. And I've got it set up for all, so not front or not rear, just all. Switch it on. Then if you come down here, so I've got it also set up for road rumble. So if there's rumble effects in the road, I feel that through my seat. Awesome. Road vibrations. And these are both set up for the front. So when the front of the car goes over some rough road, I get that switched on. When there's road vibrations in the front, switched on, because that's important for grip. So I've got that switched on. That's probably all I have switched on, but you got wheel slip, wheel lock, traction control, speed when curving, speed, so many RPMs, like so many options here. But anyway, that just shows you that you can switch that on, and you can also test it there. So beautiful. And I've got mine set up for custom channel map, so I can have 8 channels, which you don't really need, but I've just done that so I can fully customize it. But anyway, so we'll close that down. And now what we'll do is we'll go into effects profile. And then this is where you can select gear shift, and you can go in and get some more details. You can test it here if you want to. You can even select the frequencies that you want them to run at, the priority, whether you want it high priority, the delay, if you want a bit of a delay on the effects. So many different things, but you can also select the power output for each shaker. So you might want the road rumbles a little bit more powerful than the car slipping under acceleration through your accelerator. You don't need it to slam on you to rattle the hell out of your pedals and your feet when that happens. You just want that slight feeling. So you can actually select each of these and how strong you want them to feel. And you can change the frequency so they don't all have to be exactly the same. Some a little bit less hertz than others, some a little bit slower than others. All different types of things that you can do. But yeah, that's just how you can do it, and you can customize it to suit you. And then when you're happy with that and it's all closed, you don't really need to save it. So as far as I can tell, it just saves it for you. You can always just switch them on and switch them off as you go. So then, when you want to go into a game, you don't actually have to do anything. All you need to do is when you double click on iRacing and you have Simhub running, it'll automatically switch to iRacing. It actually picks up the game and runs it for you. And if you don't get any information straight away, you can go to this game telemetry configuration, click on that, and it'll tell you if you need to have a certain type of setup or port to send the outputs out to, or whether it'll just do it automatically for you. And the iRacing just says there's no settings required, so just race and have fun. And that is virtually it. It sounds like a lot, but it's not very difficult once you understand how it works. And Simhub is so good because it can be daunting to start off with, but once you learn how to use it, it's actually quite simple. And an awesome piece of program. So I hope you guys understand a little bit more about bass shakers and how that works, and also how you guys can improve your sim rig and get some amazing immersion for very little dollars. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Leave a like and a subscribe if you learned something out of it, and if you have had good experiences with bass shakers, or maybe you've put them somewhere where you wouldn't expect it gives you a really good result, or maybe you just want to share a bit of information with the rest of the community, that'd be excellent. Throw it in the chat, and it'd be fantastic to hear from you. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep on racing. Bye.